let's just have one card and see what's going on. Okay. Right, somebody is a little bit obsessed with you, okay? They're fantasizing about you, so they still I just feel they want to make some form of contact. You know what I'm hearing, this second card, that they're scared you're going to reject them, okay? I feel very, very strongly today that this person is very nervous about contacting you. They don't think you want to know anymore. But more than that, I feel they're going to involve somebody else in making contact with you, okay? I'm hearing that they're asking somebody else's opinion on what they should do, all right? So let me just have one more and then we'll go a bit deeper. Yes, yeah, they sabotaged the connection, okay? I feel they want to come in and take responsibility for this separation. All right, but there was a lot of because there was sabotage. I just feel that they really did mess up. Okay, that's why they're so scared that you're going to reject them. So before they make any contact, I feel that they're going to ask the advice of somebody that knows you and knows them. Okay, so this is very specific. It's a person that you both know, that I would say really that you got on with. You know, if you didn't get on with them at the end, you know, it's breakups unfortunately, but at some point you did get on with this person. So let's see what else is going on in this connection. I'll just give these a shuffle, but like I say, welcome back. I hope you're all okay wherever you are, whatever you're doing. Thanks so much for watching, all your support, it means the world to me. If you're new here, just click on the subscribe button if you want to see more content, that would be wonderful. And if you'd like a reading, if you just click on the title of this video, and the links will be in the description box to the website where all the readings are. Okie dokie, someone is a scaredy pants. Okay. Very obsessed though. I fantasize about you. So they're daydreaming about you. Probably going through old memories, old pictures, that kind of thing, but you are definitely rent-free in their head right now. Okay, so let's see what else wants to come out. Let's have a look. I'm just going to use this deck just to have a look at the past. Right, okay, they started a lot of drama. Okay, I feel they started this drama so they didn't have to take any accountability. All right, I think this is a classic energy. They sabotaged this connection by creating problems, creating issues that you eventually reacted to in some shape or form, and then they blamed you for it. You know, I feel the energy is pretty straightforward today. It's a clear energy for me. Yeah, they ignored you. They ignored you, okay? They created the problems, they sabotaged the connection. You had crosswords, you could have quite rightly say, you know, got very angry with this person because you were getting silent treatment, all right, which is horrible. Silent treatment, you know, just my personal opinion is, you know, if you've got something to say, just say it. But when, you know, I'm hearing silent treatment, maybe on holidays or social functions, and they'd be nice to everybody else and they'd talk to everybody else and involve everybody else, but as soon as those people weren't around, it was like they were a different person with you. It was soul destroying for you. It was soul destroying. I think they've got every right to be scared that you're going to reject them. Because silent treatment, you know, I just find it really cruel. You know, arguing and shouting isn't particularly good, but the silent treatment is, I just think it's highly manipulative. And you know, everything is energy. Everything is energy. And you know, the energy when somebody's giving you the silent treatment is so dense and so low, and it causes massive anxiety. You know, someone watching this today, you will have had massive anxiety. One more for the past. Yeah, hooked. Gosh, this image. They did silent treat you, so I can't speak. because they weren't speaking, and then they talk you back in. Okay, they dangle. It's that image. They dangle and say, you know, okay, well, I'll give you a little bit, or I'll, you know, maybe they'll be nice one day and not nice the next day. And it is horrible. Don't underestimate, if this is your reading and you've been through that, don't underestimate why you feel the way you do or how you felt when this ended, because it's cruel. You know, it is really, really cruel, and it is a typical manipulation tactic. Okay, typical manipulation tactic. So bottom of the deck, fake. Yeah, when they were around other people, just a bit more detail for you, I feel that they acted like they were rich, or they were fancy, or they show off. They were very fake. I'm hearing that song. I'm hearing a song. Oh gosh, it's quite an old song now. Years have gone really quickly. Avril Lavigne. Why do you have to be so complicated? Why do you have to be so complicated? That was this person. They have a very, very strong energy of being so nice to other people. Just an example here. You're having people around your house, okay? And before they arrive, or a few days before, they're not speaking to you, and they're just, you know, really dragging your energy down. And then people arrive, and it's as if they're a different person, okay? It's as if they're a different person. I think you had a group of friends who couldn't understand your side of the story, okay? And you know, if you don't want this person back, and you're really done, you know, there's just a good thing, really. I heard the other day as an author, a lady, I can't think of what her name is now, and I think she's got a book, and it's called Let Them. Just let them. You know, anybody who wasn't willing to understand your side of the story, okay, with a group of friends, your person's being fake, etc., you know, splashing the cash around or whatever they were doing, and this group of people haven't got the wherefore, as we say in the UK, to at least listen to your side of the story, and they just take their side automatically, well, you're better than that. This is the message I'm hearing in my head. You're better than that, okay? Absolutely better than that. So let us see what your person would say. Okay, they'd like to meet up with you for a drink. That's their aim. You know, a social gathering, whether it's, you know, a restaurant or just a coffee, you know, whatever you used to do. But they'd like to meet up with you, okay? But what they're doing is they are definitely getting in touch with a shared social connection, or it could be a family member. Yeah, they're looking for an opportunity. The doorway card's out. They're looking for an opportunity, a doorway, a foot through the... They want to get their foot back in through the door, but they're just too scared that you're going to reject them, all right? Because I think this person did this to you over a period of time. There's a possible separation in the past, but you forgave them, because we do. You know, if somebody says it's change, you can't... I mean, it's difficult, isn't it, to go through life not trusting people. You know, if you're in a relationship, you're in it because you want to feel love and you want to give love. So it's totally understandable. But they want an opportunity, okay? They want an opportunity to be able to get in touch with you, right? What they would tell you, if they could speak to you now, is that you are their true love, okay? But I'm hearing that you've had time to think about this, okay? You've had time to think about it, and I just feel very strongly that you wouldn't be interested. I feel it might make you feel a bit, because we're human, all right? We all have an ego, okay? Although this person's got a bigger one than most, I have to say. It might make you feel validated, and you might think, well, yeah, I knew you'd be back. Okay, I knew you'd be back because I am irreplaceable, because you are irreplaceable, you're unforgettable, and you're unique, okay? And there will never ever be anybody like you for this person, because you were very forgiving, you were very kind, you were very understanding, okay? But in the end, you'd had enough. You'd had enough. So yeah, they're looking to this friend, whoever this is, or family member, to see if they can get their foot back in the door. Let's just see what's going on in their environment. 9 of Cups in reverse. Well, there we go. Okay, shattered dreams. They're unhappy. They're looking at how the relationship ended. They thought that this relationship would end after they'd belittled you, and that they could just get on with their life, and that everything was going to be fine. And possibly for a while it was for them. But the 9 of Cups is a beautiful card. But in love relationships, it can mean that somebody is very self-absorbed. As long as their wishes, their needs, and they've got all their cups lined up, as long as it's keeping them happy, then they're happy. Okay, as long as you're doing for them, they're happy. But the card's in the reverse today. So wherever they're sat now, they're not happy. Okay, they are looking back at the past. They feel that you've moved on. And I think with you, it was a heavy heart. I think you really had to muster up the last bit of strength and energy you had left to get away from this. Because the silent treatment, over a period of time, the silent treatment will drive anybody. It just make anybody ill. Okay, so they're not happy. They're not happy. They've got a lack of fulfillment. Things aren't working out. Their self-esteem's low. They're bored. They're not getting what they want. Okay, what else in their environment, please? Justice in the reverse. Karma. Karma. Justice in the reverse means that, they're getting what? Accountability. Their dishonesty, their lies. I think for you, I think you whilst you were in this relationship, you couldn't believe that somebody could say the things they did and then deny it. Okay, and then deny it. But your person is in the Justice reversed and the 9 of Cups reversed energy at the moment in their environment. So they're just not happy. They've got their karma. Okay, the karma's hitting them. I feel this person does play the victim. They always think it's somebody else's fault. All right, they always think they're the one that's hard done to. They don't really take a lot of accountability, and they can be a bit shallow, and that's because of that other card, the fake. They project an image, they wear a mask with other people, okay? And this was a problem. This was a problem. But as I said earlier, and if you take nothing else from this, and this reading resonates with you in some way, always remember that people who are not willing to listen or take a side when it is blatantly obvious that you have suffered are not even worth one minuscule of your time and energy, okay? Sometimes these things happen and you realise who your friends actually were, okay? And, from life experience, looking back over life, you know, you usually find that these fake people, these fake friends, are just as bad as the person who's causing you all the pain in the first place, all right? Because, you know, justice in reverse can talk about dishonesty, somebody not taking accountability, they're not interested in, you know, what they did, they're just interested in what they can get. And that is me going back to that Nine of Cups. It is a manifestation card, and it is a beautiful card in some energies. You know, you've got all your wishes and everything's come true. But if you ever look at the card, the person's sort of sat, you know, like this, and they've got all their cups lined up, and there's like a curtain. You know, it's like, oh, well, I've got all of this. I'm happy now. I'm happy now. So, whoo. Let's see what else wants to come out. One more for the environment for everybody. Okay, Five of Swords. Now the Five of Swords has come out in the reverse, but I don't feel this energy is honest because I've got Justice in the reverse as well. So I feel that this person still has an agenda. I don't trust them. All right, if this was me reading my own cards, I wouldn't trust this person at all. If the Five of Swords had come out with different cards, so be it. You know, then that is somebody who wants a resolution, they want to compromise, they want to build some fences, they want to drop the fighting, and they want to apologise, okay? But I'm not feeling that. I'm feeling that this person still has an agenda, okay? Whoever you're connected into, is staged. You know, the Five of Swords is a stage card as well, and I just feel their energy is very much all about them. What's in it for me, okay? But I feel they're determined to come back in. All right, I do feel this person will wheedle their way back into your life, but they will use or get somebody else to work out how to get in touch with you or how to break through with you, all right? It's like they just kept trying to break you but then hook you back in, I heard. Right, what they're going to say, just so you know, now obviously free will, you know, this is just an energy reading, but I'm ready for commitment. I'm sorry I hurt you. I didn't realise what I had until it was gone. I think someone said this before to you. I think somebody else has made promises to you that they haven't kept. Okay, empty apologies, empty words. You know, you need action as well. You need action. But that's what they will say to you, all right? And I was selfish. Let's see what the best possible outcome with this is, please. So you're going to hear from somebody else first, not this person, somebody else that's connected to you. Can you just give me any information on who this person might be? What's their astro sign, or just anything about them? Right, okay. They could be a Sagittarian. They are, you know, this card, right, they're going to come in and they're going to try and balance this out. That's the absolutely Temperance, all right? Yeah, that's what they're going to do. They're going to try and, you know, balance it out. Be the peacekeeper, be the one that the go-between, all right? But, you know, this person could be a Sagittarius. Anything else about them? Okay. They do have an energy, the friend, whoever it is, they can be a little bit stubborn and also just really specific. Whoever this person is, this friend who go between, they don't always finish what they start, okay? They don't always finish what they start. They could have had multiple jobs, or they could start certain projects they don't finish. That might just narrow it down a bit for you. Yeah, certain projects they don't finish. Let's see what the best possible outcome is. Let's see what the outcome's going to be, what's going to happen here. Okay, there's going to be break contact yet. Okay, they're going to break contact. They're hoping that you've forgotten that they put you in a Ten of Swords moment. I personally, the World's come out, okay, they're going to come back in, right, and hope that, you know, you've let go of these fears and all of that, that you're going to speak to them. But the final card is the World. Now for me, in this energy, the World, if it was a new relationship, that would be different. But because it's an ex, the World is completion, okay? It's almost like you don't care either way. You know, you've closed the cycle out, you know, you've stepped out of it, it's come to an end. You don't particularly wish this person any ill, but you don't want to particularly reconcile with them. So I see you possibly just walking away from this message, that you won't get involved. Just as an aside, yeah, there's another energy coming in for you, an earth sign, Capricorn, Virgo, Taurus. Okay, somebody who's very stable, very grounded, works hard, you know, very different to this person, doesn't play mind games. Okay, they've got their feet on the ground and they're family orientated. So there is a new energy coming in around you, okay? Yeah, the unknown with you, the Four of Cups, I just see you pushing back on this. That, you know, you're just not really interested, that you're going to refuse the offer, that your person missed their opportunity with you, they should have stepped up a bit sooner. That, you know, you're kind of bored of it now, bored of it. You know, you've had enough, because it's not the first time. It's not the first time this person did that. Okay, so look out for that friend or somebody ending up in your DMs or your WhatsApp or whatever you use, or email. Okay, but somebody else is going to get in touch with you regarding your past person. So I shall leave that with you. Take care. Remember, you're on the pedestal. Okay. You are absolutely amazing, and you deserve, you know, you deserve to be taken care of and cherished, and, you know, you deserve love without effort, okay, because you put a lot of effort into this, and the more effort you put in, the more they dangled, okay. You deserve love without effort, just because you exist. All right, you don't have to do anything or prove yourself, or I'm hearing run around. There's another person coming into your energy that you won't have to do that for. I think you're going to find it a bit strange to start with, because they're level, all right? You know, you're going to know where you are with this new person, which I feel is going to be so beautiful for you. So take care anyway, look after yourselves, and I'll speak to you soon. Loads of love.